May, and today I'm doing a video that you guys have been asking for a long time. I keep trying to do it, but every time I try to do it, something comes up. I'm gonna laminate my brows for you guys today. So I do this pretty regularly. I was gonna say all the time, but let's just go with pretty regularly. And I got this kit on Amazon. I think this exact kit isn't exactly available, but there's a lot of similar ones, or they might have just like rebranded it a tiny bit. But it's Elevate the Beauty, and I'm gonna link the most similar thing that I have found below. But I've been using this same kit since like, oh my gosh, 2020? 2021? Like, it's been a long time. I've gotten so many uses out of this one kit. It was like, I think under $40. And my friends and I've used it together. Like, I've used it, you don't really need that much product. And if you're doing it like once every month or every 6 weeks, like I'm telling you, I've had this same kit. So very, very easy. I think there's a lot of like mystery surrounding laminating your brows, and it's just not that hard. You can totally do it at home yourself. That being said, if you're uncomfortable in any way, please go to a professional. This is my like spiel about like consult your doctor, blah, 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 because I don't know, like if you have a skin reaction or like be very careful it doesn't get in your eye, etc., like can't be liable for that. However, I personally think it's just so easy. You might as well do it at home. Like, you absolutely don't need to go somewhere and pay $150 to get this done. That being said, I very much respect the estheticians and the people that perform the service. It's not like, I'm sure theirs is a lot better than mine, but this does the job at home, if you know what I mean. So personally, my brows are just kind of unruly. They grow. Let me get a little spoolie here so I can show you. Also, I see my coffee over there, just like out of the distance. I have to get it because I really need it. It's important. Sparky made me this coffee this morning and it is a delightful. Oh my goodness. There's this new, like, it's not new, but I've been using this particular oat milk creamer. Anyway, let's not get into it, okay? I don't need to get into coffee because we're talking about brows today. My brows, this is me brushing them up like as much as I can. You know how some people can just like use gel and brush them up and they just stay perfectly? This brow is like kind of okay. This one does not want to do anything. My hairs just very much grow the side to side direction. So they like just grow this way and this way. They just don't go up, and I want them to go up. So that's why we do this. So I have the thing that I had to go get, which is like little cotton pads, because it's just one of the things that you need. So let's go over some ground rules here. First of all, when you laminate your brows, what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the kit. You're gonna need a timer, so like your phone timer. You're gonna need some cotton discs. I like to have a mirror, a closer up mirror, and then you're gonna need some cling wrap. Something to note, when you do this, you have to let your brows chill for 24 hours after. So don't do it if you're gonna go to the gym the next morning, or if you're going to the pool or the beach, or if you have to shower or wash your hair. Like, you have to commit to the 24-hour. That's why it took me so long to make this video, because there's been like very few times where I was able to time it that I wasn't gonna like work out the next morning, or wasn't gonna have to wash my hair for something, or etc. So since this is the weekend, I like to do it on like a weekend when I'm not gonna do my makeup, so then I don't even have to like wash my face. So yeah, if you've ever gotten like lash extensions or anything like that, you know that there's like a time frame for no like getting them wet or showering. So that's what this is. So 24 hours before. And yeah, let's get into it. We can also do a little life update, a little chattiness along the way, but I'm gonna just go in order. So they are numbered in order, and it does come with instructions. Your kit will come with instructions. So if you get the one like mine, the first step they're gonna have you do is the cleanser, which mine's like almost gone. I think I'm like finally getting to the point where I've used this kit and I might actually need to get a new one, which is impressive because like I said, I got so much use out of this kit. As you can see, yeah, we're getting down to like half, a third of some of the little vials. So the first thing is to use solution number 4, the cleanser, just to cleanse any oils, dust, your makeup remnants, etc. So I took my makeup off. Oh no, these little plugs with my new nails is like a recipe for disaster. When you guys get new nails for the first time, like it's like everything's hard. I feel classy and dramatic, but at the same time, it like actually is prohibits me from doing a lot of daily activity. I literally can't get this little plug out of there. I'm gonna try the pen first. I'm gonna try the boyfriend second. Okay, so you're just gonna take the cleanser and just use a little bit. And so my face is clean of makeup, but I put like a bunch of product like eye cream and like oils and serums and stuff. I'm just gonna go over the eyebrow area to make sure that none of those moisturizers, none of those like oils and stuff are still on the skin around my brows, because that can prevent this from doing its job. So the first thing I do is clean the brows. As you can see, my brows are very thin. I have like enough brow, but they're pretty thin, just naturally. Like yeah, they're not like big and bushy. And I want them big and bushy, okay? I want them big and bushy. So we did the cleanser. It's weird the way it's numbered. So that's number 4 if you get the same kit that I got, which most of the kits on Amazon are kind of like the same, I think. So then the next thing is we're gonna apply the lift solution. So the real first step is applying the lift solution. And here it is. It's kind of like a milky, creamy little liquid. And they give you these little brushes. What is that? They give you these little like felt tip brushes just to apply it with. So like I said, we're gonna go with the lift solution. It smells like farts. Like it straight up smells like rotten egg farts. It smells like permanent solution when your grandma would get like a perm. Or do you guys remember, like, I remember my older sister got a perm. First of all, the look, not a good look. Second of all, no offense, Cameron, if you're watching this. You looked so cute, but just like little poodle vibes. Okay, we just had very straight hair and it was just not the look for us. I didn't do it. My hair would have probably fallen out. Okay, anyway, so now we're gonna apply the lift solution. So what you basically need to do is make sure that it covers all of your eyebrow hair. And we're just gonna go in and apply that. You're gonna wanna make sure that your actual hair doesn't get in your face, because essentially this literally is like a perm solution. So whatever shape the hair is gonna take while this is on it, like this part softens the hair to essentially be able to train it. So I'm gonna go in, really gonna, make sure every hair is covered. Sometimes if you've got like really thick hair, you might need to like get in there and make sure that it's getting really into each little hair. It is fragrant. I've got some especially like tough parts. Like I almost have like calyx in my brows. Like there's a few parts that are like especially like tricky. So I make sure that those parts really get a nice dose at the root where they like come from, because that's the place we're working on. So now you're just going to get a little bit of cling wrap, and then you could do 2 separate pieces, or I just like to do a unipiece because I'm lazy mostly. Pretty girl. Oh my goodness. This could totally be a trend. Okay. Oh, so we want that glass skin trend. I got you. All right. So now we're gonna set our timer for 8 minutes. Set my timer for 8 minutes. Okay, we're going. So it says 8 to 13 minutes, but since I spent a little bit of time putting the solution on there, I like to err on the side of doing it less. Yeah, so if you find that you need more time, I think it probably depends on like the coarseness, thickness of your hair, how strongly it's going in whatever direction. Let's take this time together to hydrate. Let's hydrate together right now. I have not been drinking enough water lately, that is for sure. On Amazon, they also say on these kits that you can use them to lift your lashes. I am not advocating for that. I would be way too scared to try to do a lash lift at home. And I would imagine that you would need someone else to do that on you. But to me, having a solution like that close to your eyes, like, probably not. So don't recommend that, but they say that you can. So last night, Sparky and I went on a really cute date. He planned it for us. It was like a surprise. We hadn't been on a date for several weeks, and I feel like it's so easy to get out of that mode. For me, whatever mode I'm in is whatever mode I'm in that, like, so I just came back from New York. So like, I was just very much in that moment, and I was like, okay, everything's busy and I'm traveling. And then I came back and I had a ton of deadlines. I'm like, okay, I'm just in this mode. So it's hard for me to like, I guess, separate myself from work and like put myself back into like the little love bubble sometimes. So it was really, really nice that he planned that. We went to this little like cute meditation center near my house. I always wanted to go to. It's just like kind of weird if I'm honest, but I liked it. And we did a little meditation, then went to a really cute romantic dinner, and it was so fun. And I got all dressed up, which I like feel like, yeah, I get dressed up and stuff for work, but like I actually do my makeup for a date, and like, I don't know, it just felt special. And we just had so much fun, and the food was bomb. I had an amazing espresso martinis. Espresso martinis are like my favorite drink. So comment below and let me know like if you like cocktails, and if you don't, like still you can say like, oh, I love like an Arnold Palmer or whatever, but like what's your favorite drink? I love espresso martinis, and wherever I go I like to get one because they're all very different. And yeah, I like to like compare them. But yesterday I was at an event for Jason Wu Beauty, which by the way, I kind of want to try the CC cream. We could totally try that out maybe while we're waiting for the next session, the next little bit to, anyway. And at the event, I was talking to somebody about, I totally lost my train of thought. Whoa, oh no, what happened? I forgot. I was just talking to one of the girls there, and her and her friend loves dirty martinis, and so does she. And so they decided to do like a little dirty martini tour of Los Angeles, like stop at the places, like go to the places that have the best dirty martinis. And I was like, that would be fun to do that for like a certain drink. And you could totally do that like around the world or just like in your city. Do you have a thing like that that's like your thing and that you've like gone to great lengths? Like, actually, this is so cute. I did this with the kids I nannied, and then I also ended up doing it with a friend of mine who's a blogger who actually did like a March Madness bracket for chocolate chip cookies about the best chocolate chip cookies in LA. And oh, I'm craving a chocolate chip cookie real bad now. Oh my gosh, I have to go. So for me, I love the ones from Proof Bakery in LA. I'm actually gonna call this one coffee shop and see if they still have them right now, because it's in Culver, and I'm literally gonna drive there. I wonder if they even have a phone number. Do people even have phone numbers anymore? It's called Cognoscenti in Culver City because they carry Proof Bakery. I'm literally gonna call and see if they have cookies. So cute story. When Sparky and I first started dating, I told him about these cookies, and he drove like all the way to Glendale to get them for me, like on one of our early dates. And he like went early in the morning because he heard they sold out. It was so sweet. We're trying to decide. We're like we could do something local. We could just go to like a very fancy, nice dinner. We could just do a staycation in LA. We could drive somewhere. Like there's so many beautiful places to drive. We could go to Napa or Ojai or Santa Barbara or Temecula or Palm Springs or anywhere. But both of us are really craving like blue waters. We really want to go to Hawaii. If you guys have any Hawaii recommendations, let me know. Which island do you think we should go to? We're leaning towards Maui. I've been there once before. It was for work. But I ended up like staying a couple extra days. But I really want like a redo of the trip for stories that I don't need to name. Exes. But I really want like a redo romantic fun time there because it's supposedly one of the most beautiful islands, and I felt like I could just use like an experience where I was like actually really immersed in the experience. Timer's off. We're ready to rock. So I'm gonna take the plastic wrap off. Still smells like farts. We just need like a dry makeup remover pad, so like a dry cotton pad, and then you're gonna use this just to remove whatever remnants are left from that. Oh my gosh, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but already my brow is just like being very obedient. Oh, it looks so scary. Imagine that was my actual brow. One thing I will note, if you have more fair hair, and maybe this happens for everybody, but I have, oh, you can see the ones that aren't obediating. That's not a word. But there's like this guy here that's like curling up and doing his, oh, look how bad they look. But this is normal. They're supposed to look this bad right now, but I just like don't like it anyway. So I use the dry cotton pad to like remove the remnants. And the next solution we're going to use is called the Fixation solution. So it should say like Fixation on it. This is also like a milky creamy one, which is why it's very important that you keep that they're labeled. And also you can tell by the smell because this one doesn't smell quite as badly farts, I don't think. So we're going to go with the Fixation. Let me open this. That seems to be what's actually taking the longest. And then we are going to apply the Fixation solution. So I need to find a clean micro brush, which is the brush that we just used. A note on this stuff, I don't know if this is okay or not, but I've been like cleaning the tools that come in the kit and reusing the same tools. It's worked for me. So I'll just like really shampoo the little felt tips of these things and the spoolie brushes just so that everything is nice and clean, and then that way I'm not like wasting, like I feel like environmentally it's great. I'm not like going through a bunch of plastic things. I'm not like disposing of them. They're probably disposable, but anyway, I have been reusing them. Okay, so now you're just gonna apply Fixation, and then it says when you apply it, to apply it in the desired way that you want your eyebrows to go. So since we're essentially like freezing them to the place we want to go, I'm just applying a generous coat. And then what I like to do, and I do have someone who is a like esthetician and says that what she does is she continues to brush them up as she's working on them. So I'm gonna brush them up with a spoolie, a clean spoolie, in how I want them to go, like this. So can you see how I'm like brushing them up in the direction that I want them to go. And then when they're about there, I'm gonna go in and apply a bit more fixation over the top, just so that they're like really sealed in that place, in the shape that I want them to go. And then she was saying during that like 8 to 13 minute time period where it sits with the plastic, she'll continue to brush and shape them during that time. So I've kind of done that. But sometimes I'll get like a really great first do and I'm like, I'm actually fine with this. It's interesting because my brows are just like they take to this very well. And I wonder if maybe it's because, I don't know, because it says 8 to 13 minutes. I always leave it on the 8 and it seems like it's plenty. But yeah, they're just really cooperative with this. So, but as you can see, they're really just will do whatever you want them to do. So I kind of brush really up towards the inner, like from the part towards the inner, I guess. Here I brush up because I really like that to be brushed up, but I really want them to look like they're following the natural line they're kind of supposed to. Like I don't want them to look, it's kind of an art. You'll see you kind of can finesse them. So these guys over here, for example, I'm gonna kind of train them down. So I feel like that looks pretty good. This is my like less good brow. I think like we all have like a good brow and not brow. Like sometimes our boobs aren't even, you know, you get they're cousins, not sisters, as they say. So this is my more challenging brow always. So when I fill it in, just because for some reason my arch is just so sparse on this side. Well, for some reason, as if I didn't overpluck my entire life. Can you see though that there's like quite a lot missing here, which I fill in, but by laminating it, I feel like it helps kind of like work with what I do have. It really like spreads those hairs out so that it's, you know, I have more, I guess, to work with so that when I fill it in, it feels like a little bit more natural. So gotta be careful with these guys because if you've got like sparse ends like me, like they can get a bit haywire if you're not careful. So I feel pretty good about that. And I'm just gonna cover that one with wrap. And I probably start my timer for 8 minutes already just because. Set my timer for 8 minutes. Just so that this guy doesn't get like overdone. So for this time, I'm gonna just use separate cling wraps. You know, I do it a little different every time. I'm just like, whatever. I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I'm definitely not type A. I'm very much type C. Chaotic. Ah. Okay, we're gonna go in with the fixation now on this side. This brow is always more fun for me because it's more obedient and it just looks better in my opinion. Every single day it fills in better. Luckily it happens to be on this side of my face, which is my good side, I feel like. So that's helpful. Do you guys have a good side and a bad side? Lately I've been noticing in pictures like everyone has the same good side as me and I always give it to whoever else because I'm like, you know what, I shouldn't have a good side. I feel like I'd like to be like not care about that stuff. So I've stopped caring. Like I've stopped asking for my good side in photos. Like people be like, can I have this side as my good side? Or they'll just go there naturally. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I also have been trying to be like more chill about like, you know, people like getting photo approvals. Are you ever with your friends and you guys take a bunch of photos and then they're like, are you good with this one? And I literally am always like, post whatever you want. I don't care. Like even if it's unflattering of me, like the photo isn't good of me, but they like it of them. I'm kind of just trying to like not be so self-conscious all the time. It's exhausting. So I'm just like, whatever. Like, yeah, you see me in that picture and it's not great. I post my favorite pictures of me on my own social. Like, we all have good sides, bad sides, good days, bad days. Like, who cares? All right, let's brush this up. But brush it up. Let's see here. Oh, you see how crazy it can get? Woo, it can get crazy. Oh, why can't the other one have such a good arch like this one? Like, it just naturally is like kind of filled in. Okay, this is annoying me. Oh, yes. Oh, she's beautiful. Okay, isn't she lovely? Oh yeah, she's lovely. So I'm feeling pretty, no offense, but like get with the program over here. I actually got Latisse, that like stuff that makes your eyelashes grow. I just started using it, so I haven't seen any results yet, but apparently it's supposed to make your brows grow too. So I'm really hoping it can like help this side, but it may be beyond hope. I don't know. Have you guys ever used like Grande Lash? I know some people use like different kinds of like oils or like natural things. I can't remember the name of the one that everyone talks about, but oh, it's so good. This one is so good. So I'm gonna let this sit for around the same time as that other one. Actually, I'm gonna take this off and brush this just because, you know, we just really want to put our best brow forward, okay? It's funny, I've been getting quite a lot of questions on my Instagram about Sparky, like because I don't talk about it all the time. And for some reason it is kind of like triggering me because it like, I don't know, normally like, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see what gives you like an emotional reaction, right? So people will be like some people will just be like, where's Sparky? Or like, what's going on? We haven't heard about him in a while. In that way, they'll just be like, where is he or what's going on? If they haven't heard me talk about it lately. But some people, this is what triggers me. They assume that something's gone on. They're like, oh no, so sad to hear that you and Sparky didn't work out. Was really rooting for you. Or like, oh, so like any little thing I post, they'll like read into it. So like if I post like a quote about like love or heartbreak or something, they'll assume that and jump in on it. And I don't know why it upsets me so much. Like I shouldn't care, but I think it's kind of like, I think it's twofold, right? I feel like I'm so happy in my relationship and it's like the calmest, most wonderful, tender relationship I've ever experienced. And I could see us doing this for a very long time / forever, like whatever, right? However, at the same time, I feel like I kind of used to find my identity in my relationship. There's been times where I have done that. And in general, I feel like a lot of people do that. And there's nothing wrong with like your partnership being a really huge part of your life at all. But I feel like, am I not allowed to like be excited about other things and share about other things other than just that all the time? Is what I think is maybe like it's bringing up for me. I don't know, it's interesting. Do you guys have any thoughts about that? Or have you, I feel like maybe it's this thing that on social, like we can make assumptions or step too far. I've also had people like come in and say things like, oh, did you do XYZ because you got, like when I got my new sofa, somebody was like, did you do that because you got them with your ex? And I was like, oh, I didn't need to like think about that. I didn't need to like, I don't know. It's weird, right? Because we're all so close. Like I genuinely feel like we're friends and like we have such a beautiful like community here. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, because the thing is like, I wouldn't even say that to my real friend my friend in real life, like in person, if I thought that it might bring something up for them that makes them uncomfortable. So maybe some people just aren't as sensitive emotionally as I am. Maybe I'm just a Cancer, but I don't know. It's just interesting when people kind of like make assumptions or say things. I wonder if like, if you were in real life sitting across from me at a coffee shop, would you say that? Is it easier to say from behind a screen? And then another thing I've been wondering is like, maybe people are just like projecting, like they really want things to work out because that gives them hope for their own love story. So I'm trying to like have grace and compassion for people that come through and say stuff like that, but it kind of does bother me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I think this looks pretty good. I'm gonna put this back on and let it simmer. The thing that will also happen with laminated brows is if you watch them or like sleep on them funny, like you can wake up and look like a scary old Disney cartoon man, like Scrooge brow vibes. Don't be scared because they will brush back into place. We've only got a minute left here and I managed to fill the whole time chatting. Cute. I imagine that I would just stop and like play music, but of course I had to run my mouth the entire time. Whoa, this one is seriously glorious. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then once you fill it in with like just a few strokes of whatever brow pencil, like, oh my gosh, this is looking so good. I'm really enthusiastic about this side. Like I don't want to play favorites. I don't want this one to have like hurt feelings, but like give the program. Be better. Also, I got my brows done when I was in New York. I went and got this. You guys, I got bamboozled. I'm sure you saw this on the blog into buying a very, very expensive foundation by Tom Ford because the makeup artist that did my makeup for the Downton premiere used it. And then I went to get that one, which was like $70, which is a lot of money for foundation. But I got bamboozled into buying the even more expensive liquid one because she's like, no, you don't want to use this on the everyday. It'll melt, it'll this, it'll that. But she was like, obviously works for Tom Ford and is a makeup artist and is the manager there. Okay, timer went off. We're good. So I'm not gonna put the plastic back on. Anyway, I really want to try it out for you guys because I'm not sure that it's going to hold up to how good it looked in the store, and I haven't used it since I've gotten home because probably I've been scared, and also I wanted to like use it for the first time, like try it with you guys. So let's do that too later. Okay, I think they look pretty good. And I will note, like the first few days, like they do look a little shiny. They do look a little plastered to your face. So if you have a really big event, I would not recommend doing this like the day before unless you're like very comfortable with this situation. I think they really start to settle in like a few days to a week in. But can you see, maybe I'll like freeze and see if you can see the like after. I think they look pretty good. This one especially, like I always say, she's a really good one. So the next step is we're gonna go back in with the dry makeup remover pad and just wipe off the excess. So, but the thing is, we don't want to swipe, like, don't be swiping down and like all over, because you want to keep these in the shape that you just did. So I'm gonna just carefully wipe off any excess of that solution. This one isn't gonna like, it's not like a bleach that if you left on it would like fry your hairs off. Like this one, like you're not supposed to completely wipe it off because you're not supposed to get your brows wet. So I'm just going in and just gently wiping in the direction I want the brows to stay. Just kind of making sure that the excess liquid is off. And then the last thing we're gonna do is they have this spoolie brushes that I've been using. I've got a clean one here. It's a mascara brush or spoolie brush, whatever you want to call it. We are gonna take this, and then the last one is called the Nutrition, which I think is just probably hopefully to like bring some life back to your brows, because I think whatever we're doing in this process is kind of like probably damaging the hair, honestly, a little bit. I don't know, but this is just, it's called Nutrition, and they say that it like stimulates and nourishes the eyebrows, so whatever that means. So I'm just gonna go in with the solution with this brush. Ooh. And then I will kind of wipe it off because it can really like drip down your face. It can get quite wet. So I'm just gonna go in and as you can, I don't know if you guys can see like how much excess liquid this is. So I know you're not supposed to get them wet, but for some reason you're allowed to use this, so I don't understand, but I'm just doing what they say. So I'm just making sure that as I brush this up, they're still in that like formation, in the shape that I want them to be in, that I purposely created earlier. So when you're adding this liquid on top, this looks pretty good, but you know, just want to make sure that there's no like heavy clumps or anything going in a weird direction. You want everything to look essentially how you want it to look, and if it doesn't, then you need to kind of reevaluate and like brush and shape. It's interesting when you do this, you can actually see like new brow growth and kind of see the new little hairs that are coming through, because it really separates it from the pack. And I'm not sure about this probably needs to be verified, but I know that our lashes grow in like a 90-day cycle, so I would imagine that our brows also grow in a cycle where there's times where we're getting new ones and shedding the old ones. So yeah, it makes sense that I'd see that, but it's interesting because those are not going to be in the same direction. Like they almost like, they're just more evident when you are doing this. Okay, I'm being perfectionistic about this one part. There we go. And there we have it. So I'll just like wash all this stuff, put the kit back away. But this is the final brow, and I do think that it looks really good. So I'm really happy. So I feel like it really like, woo, makes you look awake. It just kind of makes it easier to create the shape that you want with your brows if you like this like up bit. Oh, I was talking about that foundation that I got. So when I got my brows done in New York, the girl was like, can I fix your brows? And like, she was like fully judging me, and she was like, sorry, but I just like can't let you leave with them looking like that. And I was like, I thought I do a good job on my brows, but I did not do a good job that day. I didn't have a makeup mirror in the hotel, and I like really just like, woo. But she filled them in very like precise, like very blocked in. So like the whole thing was dark, much darker than I normally do. And they were almost like, just like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like that very strong shape that kind of was like carving out your brow that was like trending several years ago. And it made me realize like, I'm just not like that. Like that's just not the vibe that I like right now. And I know like thin brows are, and again, I'm not doing that again. I think it's super important to not follow trends when it comes to beauty and like your own face and beauty stuff and hair or whatever, because I feel like it's most important that you feel confident and pretty. And like, I think that's why I like didn't cut my hair back when it was like first trending, because I was like, I feel pretty with my longer hair. And then I realized it was actually just like a blanket, a safety blanket for me. And I will say, ever since I've cut my hair, I have been feeling like a lot more free. I just feel like it has more personality. I've been having a lot more fun with it. I feel great. I love it. And actually, this is so cute. Some of you have cut your hair too, and you've sent me DMs and you're loving it, and it makes me so happy. But all that to say, I don't know. I try to like sink into like a trend or something before I just like jump right into it, which kind of annoys me because sometimes I like hate that I'm not, you know, on the forefront of things. I kind of like wait to see how I feel about it. Like it took me way too long to be able to be okay with biker shorts, for example. Like there's some things that I just like probably like, you know, when you're have your own predispositions about things from like childhood. But yeah, so I feel like brows are one of those things that it's like, if you like the more filled in look and it makes you feel more polished and put together, that's awesome. If you like to just kind of, it's like there is no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do whatever. Like it's really about what makes you feel good and pretty. And for me currently, like Obviously, like sometimes they can get a little crazy when I first do them, but I just really like to have them this way. Like, it just makes me feel like more fresh faced. It makes me feel, I like that my brows look thicker. I just like the way it looks a little bit, like when they're done, I like them to look a little bit more natural. I like you to be able to see skin through with like just adding a few natural like hair-like strokes and filling in very carefully. And with the lamination allows me to like give that brushed up look. Like, this is just what I like. So just a note about that like we should just honestly honor who we are and what makes us feel good, because trends come and go, but style is forever. And style has really nothing to do with trends and like doing whatever's trending for, like when people are doing those money pieces in the front of their hair, like that's just not for me. But some people look amazing with it. And I feel like it's just, I don't know, just do what feels good to you. And yeah, if you want to try laminating, I will link this kit below, but I had been getting quite a lot of requests about like a follow along. So if you see this video and you want to do it, order it and we can do it together. You can watch the video and like go along with me, but it's just so easy. You really didn't even need these instructions. They are all either in the box or they come with a little instruction packet. So, but I hope this was helpful. It was nice to chat with you guys. I'm trying to think of what I have upcoming. I have some, like a plus size haul from Fashion to Figure and Gabby Fresh. I try to run the gamut. So like, obviously, like I know some of the stuff I share is like pricey and some of the stuff I share is not available above a size, 12 or 14. And then some of the stuff I share is only for plus size and not all of you are plus size. So I just thank you guys for being patient with me and allowing me to create content that suits everyone, even if it may not be all at the same time. And if you feel like you're like wanting something that you don't feel like you've been getting, comment below and let me know. And thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so grateful, and you guys light up my life, like I always say. So have a wonderful week. I hope to read the comments and chat with you guys. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, it would be amazing if you wanted to join our community. If you do subscribe to my channel, you haven't already said hi, like in the comments, introduce yourself, or over in DMs over on Instagram. I'll make sure to link my Instagram. I also do short form fashion content over on TikTok. And I do a lot more like day-to-day stuff in my Instagram stories. So I'm so grateful to have you guys here. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.